What a perfect day to go ride. Waiting at the stoplight for the traffic to go away. Oh, saw, dude. I need my like knee pads to sit farther down. Saw, dude. What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning on into the Evergreen Motovlog channel. Don't mind him. We don't talk about that. My little friend. May you rest in peace. So today, gonna be doing some riding, as you can see, on the motorcycle, Honda Rebel 500, and gonna be hanging out with a buddy of mine and seeing what kind of trouble we can get into. But before I... Oh, that was sketchy. Whew. Okay. But before I could get on over to there, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to you guys a little bit. And I'm gonna go over, well, first off, let's just start off with, it's a Friday. It's a beautiful Friday. Great to be out and riding. So yeah, it's a Friday ride day. It's the middle of summer and it is hot out. It's actually not too bad today compared to other days, but I've been riding in plenty of hot days. And so today I'm gonna talk about how to survive riding your motorcycle in a heat wave. So stick on around and yeah, let's get to it. Cue the intro. How's that intro going for everybody? You know, I created it when I first started the channel, so I just had footage from my first few videos, and I'd like to add footage from other videos, but I don't know. I guess we'll just kind of see if I change it up a little bit here. I am running dangerously low on gasolina, so I am meeting my buddy at a gas station, so hopefully I have enough gas to get there. Yeah, we'll see. It should be close. It'll be close for sure. I'll be pushing the Rebel 500 to the limits of its gas tank.
A few moments later.
All right, 133.5. I'm sure I could push it farther, but yeah, let's fill up here because I'm at 120 miles right now, and I get roughly about 55 miles to the gallon, and there's 2.963 something stupid number of gallons. Like, why not just make it 3 freaking gallons? Like, come on. So I'm estimating that I have about 155-ish miles before I totally go kaput. I'm at 121 right now, so let's just see. Let's see how far we can push it and see if we'll make it. We have to go up a big hill, which is not fun. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues. So like I mentioned, I'm going to be talking today about how to survive riding your motorcycle in a heat wave. First off, I ride a Honda Rebel 500, as you can see. And the Honda Rebel 500 does pretty good in the heat just because it is a liquid-cooled motor that obviously makes a difference both for your engine and for the rider. Because on the air-cooled bikes like the V-twin Harleys, and actually I think both of my buddies have air-cooled motors, they overheat because they rely on the airflow to cool the motor down. So if you don't have that constant cooler air coming from riding, your motor can have some issues. And also your motor gets really freaking hot, so you can just sit there and feel the heat. Whereas on the Honda Rebel 500, you really don't feel the heat as much, or at least as I've noticed. Maybe I've gotten used to it, I don't know, but yeah, you really don't feel it a ton. So that definitely is something to consider if you're going to be doing a lot of riding in the warm climate, is if you have a liquid-cooled versus a air-cooled motor. And I don't think it should be like your number one consideration. I just would say it probably plays a factor to some degree, both on comfort and the overall just kind of treatment of your motor. But the number one thing, in my opinion, and what I've seen and heard in the past to surviving riding your motorcycle in extreme heat is making sure you stay hydrated. And so I've got a backpack that has a little I don't know if you can see a little camelback type water pouch, and so I use that sometimes to make sure that I have enough water. I originally bought it so that I could drink water without having my helmet on, or without taking my helmet off, and it doesn't work. The way this showy helmet is the nose piece is still too close to my face, so I can't fit it in there.
That's what she said.
Which that kind of sucks. Either way, however you do it, whether you've got Gatorade, some kind of other electrolyte, water, whatever it is, make sure you are hydrating. And honestly, overly hydrating. Like, I think you're supposed to be drinking over 64 ounces of water a day just normally, like if you're not exerting yourself. And so on a motorcycle, not only are you taking the brunt of the heat from the sun and the elements, but you're also taking, you know, you're kind of working, you're focused, you're gripping the handlebars, you're in certain positions, so just naturally you're going to be sweating, and you're also wearing gear, right? So far I haven't ridden my motorcycle without full gear yet, because personally, I've mentioned it in the past, I just believe it's a good idea to always wear gear. And so that's what I'm choosing to do. I know a lot of motovloggers will wear, like, maybe the gloves, helmet, boots, and maybe kind of, you know, just wear jeans or something. And I understand maybe just jeans and taking the jacket off, but that's just not where I'm at in my riding career. I may get there one day. I may be comfortable with it, but at least right now, if I can just reduce that one step of anxiety, I guess you could say, then I think it's probably a good idea. I understand the whole, like, sacrificing safety for some comfort, and I understand that, you know, you're probably going to be okay, but as one of my buddies likes to say, the one time I decide to take my jacket off or a piece of gear off is the time that I do slip on some gravel or something. And then instead of just having to buy a new jacket, you have your arm all screwed up. So at least right now, it hasn't been too hot to where I can't bear wearing a jacket. I'm guessing that might be different if I lived in the desert or Florida or something like that. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. I've got like a weird wind coming, kind of crosswind. You're wearing full gear, or at least a good amount of gear, getting the majority of the sun, so you're gonna overheat, and so you want to make sure that you're staying hydrated, you know? And I think it takes a lot more than you think. At least it takes a lot more to stay hydrated than I realized, because again, if you're at home in a cooler climate, not exerting yourself, you should be drinking at least 64 ounces of water a day. So imagine what that is when you're sweating for hours and hours. The next thing, I'd say probably number 2, is taking mini breaks. And this would be the second thing that I guess I've found that's helped me to survive riding my motorcycle during a heat wave, staying cool, is just, yeah, taking breaks, you know? And you should take breaks normally on your motorcycle. I think that's a good idea, especially newer riders don't really realize how much energy goes into riding your motorcycle. You don't really feel it as much, and then when you get off the bike, you kind of realize, oh yeah, wait, like maybe there's like some adrenaline or something like that was playing a factor. So taking breaks in general is a good idea, but especially when it's hot, because then again, you're out in the heat, you're getting the full force of the sun and your gear, you're sweating, and yeah, you need to stay focused. So what I like to do is I like to ride with my buddies. If I'm going to do a long ride and it's going to be hot out, I like to ride with my buddies and stop at places and, you know, take breaks and kind of go in. So, you know, if you're going to go in and get some food, maybe charge your phone for a little bit, then, you know, go to find a restaurant that, dude, why are your feet dangling like that? That's really dangerous. Anyway, we'll try to find like a restaurant that maybe has air conditioning or something. Cool down, and, you know, bring your gear in with you, let your gear cool down. And so then you're taking a break, and also you're cooling down your body so that you can survive the heat wave a little bit more. And it helps, you know. And then you're eating, you're staying hydrated, you're kind of just you kind of have to plan a little bit more and prepare when you're riding in hotter weather. But yeah, you can definitely kind of work your way through that. Next thing I'd say would be know your body, know your limits. If you do feel yourself getting overly fatigued, don't try to push through it. Just take another break. Maybe, you know, if you have to, call it for the day. And it's really important to listen to your body and to know what your limit is. You know, I understand that it's easy to have that kind of macho feeling of like, oh, dude, I could do it. But we're not in 11th grade gym class anymore. You know, we're not trying to impress anybody. Nobody really cares if you can handle it or not. Plus, it's not fun. And so then you find yourself, you know, having real issues, and you're not on the gym floor where somebody can call the nurse or an ambulance or whatever you need. You're actually out in the real world in dangerous situations, and you need 100% of your focus. Yeah, if you start to feel it really taking a toll on you, then give it a minute. You know, one of my most favorite things to do when I'm riding is on a hot day is waiting until it's like later in the evening or early in the morning. But I like going out later in the evening, and you know, just as the sun's about to set or setting, there's less cars on the road. You know, it's probably not a bad idea to do it on days that aren't weekend days. So, you know, try not to do it on like Fridays and Saturdays, just because that's, you know, when you got people out drinking and doing stupid shit. But yeah, nice like Tuesday where it's been super hot. I like going out like a Tuesday afternoon, evening. It's cooling down, just kind of riding in the cooler weather. So yeah, they're like widening this roadway out. They're building all kinds of homes around here. So yeah, no, just going out, having a good time when it's not at the height heat of the day can be really nice. One of the other things I've done too recently is I've noticed that there are certain areas that I can ride to that are cooler, and I found these areas more when I was riding in the fall, so I just was like, it's cold outside. But as it's gotten warmer, I've done these rides and I've realized, oh yeah, no, it's like 10-15 degrees cooler. So it's like, if I ride this specific route, you know, it's either shaded, it's by like some water, like a river, or you know, what have you. So yeah, that's helped a lot too, because when I'm like, all right, you know, it's gonna be the hottest part of the day is between whatever times, you know, like 1 and 4 o'clock. So during that time, I'm gonna have a lunch break, and then I'm gonna ride down and do this like ride by a river or something like that. And yeah, doing that has really helped out, and it's helped keep me cool, and you know, just kind of broken up the really hot part of the day. So yeah, trying to avoid the super hot areas and different things like that. And then one of the last things too that I just recently found out was, yeah, it's not super expensive, and you can get this gear that's like the cooling gel or whatever. And so you can get like a vest or something that you can put on your body under your jacket, and then it kind of cools you down. And so I don't really have a lot to say about that, just because I haven't checked one out yet. But I was told by our instructors when I took the endorsement class that they have them at Cycle Gear for like $35. So if that's really the case, I'm gonna go check those out, and you know, I'll do a review, because yeah, that's awesome. That's a really neat piece of gear, and it'd be, you know, hopefully something you could just kind of roll up and store in a saddle bag or a swing arm bag or something like that. So yeah, that's awesome. So just to do a little recap, these are the things that I think that might help you survive a heat wave on a motorcycle, or ride a motorcycle during a heat wave. And that's going to be making sure you're staying hydrated, taking lots of breaks, riding during parts of the day that maybe isn't like the hottest part of the day, like in the evening or the early morning, riding in areas that might not be as hot, whether they're shaded or by some water or something. And then yeah, getting gear that will help hopefully keep you cool down. That's all I got for today. I'm going to be getting to my destination pretty soon, so thank you all for hanging on out. If you've not had a chance, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I got plenty of Honda Rebel 500 content both on the channel and headed your way, so hit the notification bell for more motorcycle content in the future. Go ahead and like the video, leave a comment, Let me know how you keep cool during a heat wave, and if you think that there are other things I could add to this list. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Great to have y'all here with me. Make sure to ride safe out there, mind your surroundings, especially during a heat wave, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.